Many of you may be busy elsewhere, but please, once you find time, come and watch, okay? Subscribe to the channel, give me your reasoning, comment, drop your comment. It doesn't matter whether you believe I am a critical analyst, I'm a hater, I am negative reactor, or whichever title, give me, as long as we on with our task. Of course, there are some parents who have asked me to do some analysis here. I'll be doing it on the books, because you know my channel actually has variety of things. While others are focused towards lessons, we have those focused towards politics, and then we have this reaction. Then I think I should create various playlists, because they'll help people to actually play my content. Otherwise, thank you so much for those who are dropping comments, for those who are watching. I appreciate your presence, okay? So on our third reaction, focused on our brother, the travel commando, mwenyewe Marwa. So there is something that happened, I think it was yesterday. Marwa dismissed a lady, one of the workers here, and in his video, he dropped a video saying, it's not good. Yeah, I'm waiting to see if somebody comes. I'm trying to look at this. The dismissal. Where did it happen?
Mondays and Fridays. But if you choose to have those classes during the
Alright, so in this video, not good news. Marwa started by informing people about his classes. Of course, his classes, he has talked about it since last year. But I just don't know, maybe. Let's listen to this first, and then we can proceed.
It will be $1,500. You can reduce that, and you want to chat with your superstar Maro. Okay? You can pay $1,000, and we'll be having 15 minutes, 8 sessions, 8 of them. It's hard work.
$1,000, 15 sessions. How many hours are that? That goes to 400 and about 400. So if you want lessons for YouTube, Marwa is asking you to go and enroll at 1,000 US dollars. Those lessons will take 15 minutes, 8 sessions. Okay? So if you multiply that, it gets us to around 15 by 8, that is 0, 120, that is 1,200 seconds. Oh, I love Dodley. I have Dudu. That's a funny name again. Hello, welcome. Thank you so much. Welcome to our channel. If you have not subscribed, consider subscribing, okay? So our travel commander is saying he's working so hard, okay? And the employees are you. People want to create content on YouTube. People want to travel. People want to see horses, among others, okay? Now he's trying to tell us here what to do. And what did he say? I've actually appreciated. Thank you for the likes. And thank you for those who are watching. I really appreciate. Please get time to watch my other videos. Subscribe. Also, register on membership so that we do our membership stuff. You know, membership only stuff is different from the normal stuff here, okay? So, no worries, okay? Yeah, so let's get here.
But 8 sessions, I can teach you about YouTube, or we can talk. Another thing you can do, you can decide instead of doing 15 minutes per week. No, I mean
Per day.
30 minutes per week, which is 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes, not in the morning, 15 minutes Monday and 15 minutes on Friday. We can be doing 30 minutes on another day. But if we choose that we do it on the weekend, let's say Saturday or Sunday, okay, we can reduce that to a 1 hour session, okay, 1 hour session, but it won't be $1,000. It will be $1,500, because for me, weekend is the day I rest.
Hey, teacher. So the teacher here is actually sharing his classes and the charges. I don't know whether you really can do so, paying $1,500. You know, in Kenya, how much is that? $1,500. That's around 166,000 for lessons that will take. If you divide 1,200 by 60, those are 20 hours. I don't know whether there is such a course in Kenya that takes that duration. Maybe you have to let me know. But then I think the matter is, Marwa says that even if he trains you, it is not necessary that you will succeed. It is upon you to succeed with your consistency and hard work, okay? So, what is the criteria he used to come up with this fee? Is it because many people have been ditching him and accusing him or abusing him? I don't know. So, most times, of course, we hear sometimes David Jr. is the one who talks about ungrateful people, the people who actually didn't see the value in what they were given. We've also seen Dimongo doesn't actually keep friends. She doesn't have even one single reliable friend, because she seems to be a person of use and dump, because of what Sean shared recently from Jamaica, saying what she actually advised him, and because of what other people have said on camera about what happened between Sean and Dimango while she was in Jamaica. The fact that he was the cameraman, the baggage man, and carrying everything left and right. Some people are saying he was eating for free. I don't know. And they have said he took, she was able to take him around Trinidad and those other places. I think it's just in Jamaica, Dominico, and all that. Okay? So, what happens now, Marwa seems to be very annoyed that people like Gintu possibly learned this. We have other young YouTubers from Nyabohanse, Nico Puda, among others. You've seen him coming to complain, okay? So he now says, I'll not teach anyone for free. I have to teach them at a fee. But then the fee itself. How I wish it was, a kind of a fee that is matching with the current economic situation of Kenya. To tell you reality, in Kenya we are having a tough moment. Making a coin is not easy. Even on YouTube like this, the way they pay us Kenyans is very low compared to when you are abroad. Even on Facebook Professional, they pay us in drops like 0.01. You write even those articles on Opera Hub, they pay like a drop in an ocean. So it's not easy to make money in Kenya, especially for struggling content creators. It's very tough. That's why you can see people are jumping into a trending matter to go and interview so that they direct the jump towards their channel. Okay? Marwa seems to be actually very bitter about these people who betrayed him earlier, according to him. But then he should understand that there is always a fallout. Sometimes it's hard to understand, but then Why is he definitely making such difficult for? Because I'm imagining an upcoming content creator. Where would they get $1,000 to pay to Marwa? Unless they just decide to hustle, grope in the darkness until they know how to make content. Because even the most of the people just struggle with the phones the way I'm doing before they can acquire the cobras and anything else. Okay, but I don't know. That's it. Now within this video, I think that's when he came out to fire one of the workers.
I hear you saying 1,000, 1,500. So guys, I have this new program where if you want to learn about YouTube, that is the main reason of this program. You want me to educate you about YouTube. You pay $1,000 for 8 classes. Each class is 15 minutes, okay? And in a week, it happens 2 times, mostly Mondays and Fridays. But if you choose to have those classes during the weekend, okay, that is Saturday and Sunday, it will be the same, but the price will be 1,500, you know? Yes, because for me, weekend is beyond private for me. So, that being said, I see Onyx, they want to go and join the other houses on the other side. That being said, is the program is on, kicking, and I will only take 10 people. Out of 500,000, I will only take 10 people at most. 10 per month only. So don't delay.
Okay, so the teacher is actually showing that urgency. Manipulation is the game. If you need lessons with Marwa, please run Murife before the 10 positions will be over. Hey, I've never seen this. Anyway, now he came about, and I think to some point, he fired a worker on camera. Now my question is just simple. I don't want even to go into details about this firing. What I don't understand is, does Marwa have a poor worker-master relationship? Or is it just the workers are not appreciative? Or is it that maybe he's cost-cutting? I don't know. So I'm asking. Black Pretty, welcome. So is Marwa actually laying off the workers because of cost-cutting? Maybe he doesn't see the value of the workers? Or is it because maybe he has a poor worker-master relationship? Or what exactly is it? Or is it the workers that misbehave? Because I've actually been watching other YouTubers, and maybe I can point out to the one I watch more, that is Oga Obina. Oga Obina has been working with a lot of people. He has a very large crew of workers, and his work is actually in the studio itself. Some of them serving tea, some of them, you know, he builds them and leaves them to go on and build their own content. But we have not seen an ugly scene much as such. Even during the time Pamela misbehaved on camera, she went out and drank, then came back to camera, began to abuse people on TikTok. She was actually just given something like to go away for some few days, then came back. But for Marwa, workers just go away. You know, like Marwa's workers, about 4 of them have left. Talk about Musavi. Talk about Matata. Talk about this other guy who has gone to Nyanza. Now there is a lady who is being laid off. So what is the problem? What is the problem? You know, like I'm wondering, is it because now Marwa has seen Uncle Ogutu's wife around? Hey, am I overthinking? Is it because he has actually seen Uncle Ogutu's wife around? And of course, when this Uncle Ogutu was connected by Marwa to this lady, allegedly, because he was the one who came to announce, and then he began to spell what kind of lady should come. And then we saw the lady coming. The lady was welcomed with her family at Congrats Mom. They cooked pretty a lot of food, and then she came here, she was paraded, cameras rolled, and everything went on. So, of course, Marwa came to assure her that if she needs anything, she should not hesitate to call. The lady knows some English, and she didn't look like desperate, but I wondered what she came for anyway. Okay. So when I look at that, then I see, is Marwa looking at this lady and saying, at least this lady is now here. She can be coming and working, maybe in that position. And of course, that is for free, as Donatos continue to help Uncle Ogutu. Or what is happening? What is happening? Of course, some people are hinting also that the relationship between Uncle Ogutu and Marwa is shaky. I hope not, because we are waiting for land. We are waiting for the house. And Donatos can, if Ogutu will not stick there. So I'm looking at that, I'm wondering, Marwa, you must be having a poor master-servant relationship. You need to check on that. As far as you come on camera to tell us the workers are the problem, you complain that some of them are greedy. Is everyone greedy? I think they're just ambitious like you. And I wonder why these people are just ambitious as Marwa. If Marwa was not given a chance, would he be who he is? Even if they talk about working hard, that working hard comes alongside with ambition and someone holding your hand. Just like he held the hand of the sister up to where she is, and the hand of the brother up to where he is. Why can't he also hold the hands of the workers so that they grow? Why does he like he loathes the workers for trying to get control? Is it a crime for them to build themselves while there? So I don't understand, it doesn't make sense very well. But looking at the number of hire and fire, I don't know even if it is hiring or whether it's engaging them or whether they are volunteers. The difference between one worker and another in this place is not easy. You cannot easily determine which one is which. Because sometimes once they are leaving, that's when you realize they were working for Gitriba. Like now Musavi came out and we were told he was working for Gitriba. By the way, how is he doing? He started his channel, and I saw JT holding his hand. He went up to Nairobi City and tried to do some things. Matata also was there. I've not followed or checked on them. Anyway, there's a lot of shenanigans in Nyabohanse. You do every time, and at the end of the day, you can't talk about everything. You just talk about a chunk of them and leave the rest, okay? Even this DCI issues with the Gintu, you can't even follow everything to the latter. So let's listen to this as we continue checking on what Marwa is doing.
My workers use, and even me, I can talk to them using a radio call, all of them at once. You know, those security radio calls. So we do have those ones. And actually they were present during the party. And I really want to thank you guys. During the party, we had a lot of presents coming from your side. Let's go inside here. I was here, I ran chasing that thing going that way. I need to go and report that to my neighbor. So here we go. I think this time I'll give these guys condition. I will never buy them a phone again in this home. You know, like these ones I just buy them for free. This is Moses and Jonas, his father. Sasa simu nyinyi sasa mkipoteza mnakuwa mnajinunulia ama mnakatwa mshahara mnajinunulia. Asante boss. Haya. This is Moses. Na wengine wako wapi? Wapewe simu. Nani hakuwa na simu tena? Nyandege, Nyandege akuje na huko. Sawa, naenda huko. So I'm just telling him this is one of my boys here, that from today now if you lose a phone, that is the third one I'm buying. For example, for him. Houses are grazing. So, what was I telling you? Is This is the third phone I'm buying, for example, the father to this boy. Thank you so much for those who supported Moses. So, one thing, I don't know if the timbers are open, but I see them there. Moses, you're gonna carry for me that as we go.
All right, guys. All right. I'm supposed to go work on something else, but we have to finish this anyway. So of course, Amaro went out to complain about the workers, some of them losing phones here and then. And I thought, if you are not willing to buy phones for the workers, then why would you make it part of the content and come to camera to show and tell us how many phones you've bought? But anyway, you would just, you negotiate with them, agree, then they buy on their own, because depending on their carelessness, then they need to take care of whatever they do without necessarily bringing them on camera and exposing them. But then there is a point where he actually just fired a female worker on camera. I'm trying to look for the particular minute. Guys, be with me on that. Let's check on history. There is a video here. A video here which showed that yesterday, before I went to the political discussions. Yeah, let me check on this. Yeah, continue subscribing, like the video, and share as we continue growing. I appreciate all supporting big time by watching, because that is basically what we require here. And also dropping comments. That's very important. So let's just look at this. I think we'll just use this here to share out what is happening.
Can say so that you can get legal rights. How do you expect someone to work to my home? I'm in my bedroom. This is how I wake up in my bedroom, guys. Maybe you're something else to do with it. Something you do. I can never do this if I just make my bed. That's all I think. So you guys bear with me. You guys bear with me. I'm going to keep secrets, but some things they just have to be told when they are completely done. I know that will bring a lot of stress. What he's trying to say, what he's trying to say, that is chose to be sick. Okay? Me and him will never be friends again, because he has a new family, and I try to support him. Sometimes I do videos to him.
Okay, I'm just checking, because we had Max, who was fired because they said he caused an accident to the horse. Then we had, is it Felix? And then we had this guy, Emmanuel. We had another one, Mosavi. We had Matata. All those workers have left within a span of two months, I think. Now there's this lady that works in the house, and even though they allege that there is pay, The problem here, there is no standard pay. But the lady actually seems to also be overworked because currently most of the workers have been laid off. Mosabi used to be the one preparing meals a lot. But now the lady actually remained alone. Though they call her an adopted daughter, right? And she's been a bit sick, I think. And that has led to Marwa thinking that she should just go. She should just go. So I'm trying to really follow on that to get that video. I'm getting a challenge on that, but let me see.
Like that. And now he need this out manager to go. And of course, Uncle Gut too. I feel like if Uncle Gut is not ready for the job, he should let him go. Actually, he was yelling at him in Swahili, except that maybe most people did not hear what he said in Swahili. He's like, this guy is frustrated. So he was yelling at Ogutu, Swahili, telling him, if he's not ready for the job, he can say so that he can get excused, which I don't think is a good thing. But this is a grown man. And a man with a family now. He need to plan his stuff. Right? He need to plan his stuff. And again, this guy never gives his workers an off day. Anyone who's been here, even in this podcast of mine, talk about Max Bryan, talks about Mosabi, whoever, they all tell you they've been working 7 days a week. So who on earth will work for 7 days a week with no off day? I mean, you expect someone to work throughout the week with no off day. Because I was beyond, no? Yes. Very tricky. Oh, switch this on. I'm working on some things behind the scenes, which actually I'll tell you end of April. Yes, end of April I'll reveal a lot of things to you that I haven't revealed to you. So you guys bear with me. I'm a guy who doesn't keep secrets, but some things you just have to be told when they are done. I know that will bring a lot of conspiracy. Oh, what he's trying to say? No, don't listen to those people. Just know I'm working on actually big projects that I'll let you know in the end of April. Most of my projects, I always tell you guys, I need to carry my phone. It's here in my pocket. Let's go. Today looks very gloomy. And what I want is the houses. I need to turn off the lights. I think I did not turn off the lights. Yes. These are my fruits. Today we don't have a lot of fruits. Okay, there's some beans, very good. Some rice, fantastic. Actually, when I finish this video, I'll come and eat. I need the boys to come and collect these fruits right now because they are really, really spoiling up. See, I don't have fruits there, but there are fruits spoiling here, like this. So, reason being, the new madam the new house lady, house manager, oh my God, they left that, hang on, the whole night. I use a remote. Oh my God, they didn't turn these things off. It's dangerous when they do that when it's a gloomy day like today. I'll switch those lights off. No. No.
Conspiracy.
Very tricky. Oh, switch this on. I'll go to Nakos. Very tricky. Oh, switch this on. Yes. Now the issue has been every day she gets sick. Every day she's complaining about her.
Alright, so let's check on this and maybe your judgment will be helpful in this critical analysis, of course. So, as I've said earlier, we've had about 5 workers leaving Marwa's space, and when people kept asking a lot of questions, even advising him that he should maybe put his workers off camera so that when they are fired, they don't come out to look for haters. That is what they said. Because Mosavi went to look for JT, Matata also was interviewed by JT. The only person I didn't see, Max also went, but Emmanuel I've not seen. And now we have this lady that is almost, it's being fired, of course, has been fired. So let's check in this video and see what major thing is actually causing this firing. You know, I read yesterday some article that was saying that you may be working so well in a place, you know, sacrificing all your time, leaving very late, going so early. Unfortunately, being absent only one day. That lady was fired. I think it's America. She has always been going to job very early than any other person, leaving so late than any other person. But one day absence led to her being fired. What does this tell you? It tells you that when you're working on, what they care about is your work. And when you sacrifice, they don't count on that. But the moment you actually sacrifice their job, it will count for them a lot, okay? But anyway, let's just do the cross-checking whether it's Marwa's poor servant relationship from what he's saying here, or is it out of the workers are not good enough? Is it true that the workers are not good? Is it true that maybe the workers are being also provoked by other people from outside? Or is it that the workers don't have an intention to work? So let's check on this, guys. Let's check on this.
No. No. Yes. Very tricky. Oh, switch this on. Yes. So that's. So what was I telling you is the house manager, new house manager, but she's not been feeling well. So when she came here, she told me she has issues with ulcers. Very young girl, I think around 20 something. But now the issue has been every day she gets sick. Every day she's complaining about her stomach and all that. So I decided that go home and get better treatment because nearly every week I take her to hospital and all that. And maybe also I realized that is a mistake. Reason being, I see my uncle wants to disappear.
So anyway, before we get to the uncle, because there was another issue again between Marwa and the uncle. For those of us who understand Kiswahili, you know the tingo, okay? So Marwa comes out here and tells us that he just felt like the house manager should go away because she gets sick every week. And I was like, my goodness, if it is ulcers, ulcers can be treated. Ulcers has a medicine that is often given to a level that those ulcers will shrink and disappear. Or if not that, someone can be given medication that will contain it so that you don't have to go to hospital every day. So Marwa, did you really check on that? Because workers need to be taken care of But you heard what he said, that possibly hiring that lady was a mistake. What did you mean by that, by the way? Does it mean that people who are sick, they have conditions, whether it's diabetes or whatever, don't deserve to be hired? Or what exactly did you mean by saying that it was a mistake to hire her? And that she has ulcers? I don't know. Which hospitals do you go to? Like they say she has ulcers and that ulcers has to be treated every week. We have people who have ulcers in families and they don't go to hospital every day. I have my sister who actually serves as a house manager somewhere, and she doesn't go to hospital every week. But she has managed it, because one thing about ulcers, you need to consider how you eat. You don't just eat any food. Too much tomatoes, no. There are conditions anyway. For people who know what ulcers is, understand. You have to manage how you eat so that that is managed. You cannot be sick every week if you're actually managing ulcers. Just like heart diseases or cancer or whatever, you need to learn how to manage it. And ulcers has become a very common condition. I never saw it when I was growing up. I never saw it. But currently, you find even students who are very young, just grade 10, those who came the other day, you'll find a student who is very young, but they have ulcers. You know, in past, people used to say it's because of maybe age and on, but it's not. Currently, it's not. So when you fire this one, what about if you get another who will now develop ulcers? So does it mean that when our workers become sick, then we fire them, or we take them back home? It's unfortunate anyway, but it is what it is. His team normally says, do what you gotta do, boss. I'll be looking at the comment section to see what people said on this. Let me see. Marwa, good morning. You did a good job making the bed. Make sure you talk to Maisha every day and eat to keep your strength up. Traveling at this time would not be a good idea unless you have all your business in place. A great horse must be in charge of taking care of horses. Now, you people, you drop these comments. Do you advise him also to pay their workers well and treat them well? Because Marwa actually has a lot of potential. When you look at him, he should be so far. You know, like he should be even a trillionaire. The bit is that he seems not to understand how to handle the workers or even how to manage his home in general. And even if he hires workers, his pay seems to either be too little, and also the relationship between him and workers is also problematic. That's why we see that every time there is this hiring, firing, hiring, firing. Another one said, very observant ads on other channels. You pause and exit just as you have done, but you want us not to skip while viewing yours. Oh, what is this? Others said, don't leave. We stay, we pray, we believe. Another one said, they need a house help job. Unfortunately, even with that kind of loss of workers, people are still in need of those jobs. Of course, joblessness is real in Kenya. So the comments are not so many, or maybe the moderators did their bit. Who knows? Who knows? Unajua nimeweka ugali tu saa hapo ndani. Unajua unanisumbua sasa. Mimi nimeweka ugali tu saa ndani na ukikoroga inaweza kuwa Yeah. So we should be almost finishing, of course. Today I said I don't want to go beyond 40 minutes. But from the analysis, I've not seen people drop comments on that aspect. But as you actually watch, there is that part of workers messing up, which is something normal. As we always say, nobody is perfect. Most times people mess maybe in their jobs, like that Max had with the horse. Of course, people will say you cannot compare horse and the damage, but currently I saw something on JT. I don't know what it was. Like there's an injury on the head of Max and he needs some assistance, you know. So I saw that incident. I don't want to go so much. So I don't know if there was anything to do with the injury of the head. Now compared to the injury of the horse, of course the horse is expensive when you look at money aspect. But then when you look at the animal and the human, which one is which? Okay, so let's look at this. The next aspect here.
Ango tutakosana bure yangu. Sababu hawezi amka tu asubuhi upotee hivyo tu kwa boma. Hiyo hapana. Na kama ni hivyo au niambie tu nikuachishe kazi, ufanye kazi zingine. Tafadhali. Mimi hawezi ku...
All right. So the episode in that video had more than one. So the first part was the firing of the house manager. And the second one was a warning, possibly a warning and a sounding possible firing of Uncle Ogutu. Now, people had been talking about this, I think, just when Ogutu's wife came. People talked about it and they thought it was a joke. But when you listen to this conversation, Marwa is telling Uncle Ogutu that they are going to have a serious confrontation if he doesn't take care. Or he should just say it clearly so that he is left to go. Okay? So it's like that day, actually, he woke up in a bad mood and he was so ready to fire as many people as possible. Okay? So you can see the first fired, the second online to fire. And Angogutu should be careful because very soon, as he has realized that there is soft life with Donato's bringing everything, yet Marwa is getting very, irritated day after day. Anything can happen. And I really sympathize with that young lady that came with her 2 kids here to start a life because it might be too tough for her. Very tough. Okay? So if you listen to this, it means there is something more. Is it that the workers don't have a routine? Because we normally see this guy saying there is a routine. But does he really have a routine scheduled for all the workers so that when they wake up in the morning, they know this is what they have to do up to this time, and this is how far they can go, or their portion of work, do they know? Because the other way to avoid a lot of conflicts with workers in a home is actually to have a routine or a clear definition of their tasks so that at the end of the day, they know what they have to do. And then the rest is history. But then here, I don't know what's happening here. Because I can't just understand. I've asked this, maybe more.
Unaamka tu asubuhi unapotea hivyo siku nzima. Nataka ile sehemu ipigwe mbao ile ya ng'ambo ile. I have issues with my uncle.
Rudisha. Rudisha. Oh yeah, guys, so we need to finish this video. So I think you need just to understand the part of Marwa complaining. Of course, he knows that his uncle is a serial kind of drunkard. And now that he gave money, he knows obviously maybe he went on a blackout and he decided not to show up. Now, what I also want to ask is, does Marwa have maybe weekends or rest days for the workers? Because that's part of the aspect that is known. In most homes, in fact, even house helps have a day off, Sunday mostly. Does he have that? I don't know. I'm asking, so those who know can share. Okay.
Ango, mnaenda wapi? Bure yangu. Sababu hawezi amka tu asubuhi upotee hivyo tu kwa boma. Hiyo hapana. Na kama ni hivyo uniambie tu, nikuachishe kazi, ufanye kazi zingine. Tafadhali. Mimi hawezi kuwa unaamka tu asubuhi unapotea hivyo siku nzima. Nataka ile sehemu ipigwe mbao, ile ya ng'ambo ile. I have issues with my uncle. Reason being, remember one of you sent me money to give him. They was giving him money. I woke up the following day, he was nowhere to be seen. Gone. So I'm seeing him right now. And so I'm just telling him, if he's very busy to work here, I can try finding him some... No, I can actually let him be. Like, let him not work for me. I find somebody else to do the work. But the only thing that just changed is we gave him considerably a lot of money. I always have issues with that. And he's my uncle, I respect him. But I have employed him. He should just let me know, hey, tomorrow I'll not be around and all these things. But I wake up in the morning, I look for him, he's gone.
Doesn't he have a phone? Because a worker, the only way to trace a worker is to call. Doesn't he have a phone like you can call and find him? You mean Angogutu doesn't have a phone? Okay. Anyway, that's the... Some people can drop their comments based on what they think, but I just think also Marwa himself has a problem he should check on as a boss. Even though the workers may have also their problems, but I just think, does he have a schedule for the workers? Does he have a day off for the workers? And also, does he sit with the workers down and actually draw boundaries and rules in his home so that he doesn't keep coming and complain about it? Anyways, let's end here because I need to get to the other channel and do something political for a few minutes to call it a day. Hiyo ugali umeiva sasa.